Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome to the channel. Today I'm back here in Trailmakers and I'm going to be showing you how to make a trophy truck chassis. So, of course, let me get rid of this house real quick. I'm sure you've seen the thumbnail, but of course, just so you guys can get a closer look at this is basically what you're going to be building. Now this is off of my, well, actually I didn't just take this off of my vehicle, but I should say this is based off of my perfect trophy truck question mark, because I don't know. It's still not the perfect trophy truck. It's a trophy truck, but it isn't perfect. But anyways, this is basically just a tube chassis built to that spec of size, of course. So once again, like I said, this is just to give you an idea of what we're going to be building here. Now this is 700 complexity, so just keep that in mind. You won't be able to add a body to this, just so you know. So if you do want something that is just whatchamacallit, this caliber of suspension but with a body, you could just get one of these right here. And another thing, these wheels and the suspension and all that is customizable. You don't have to keep it purple, of course. You can change the color if you want to. So first we're gonna get started with the roll cage. So we'll go ahead and get a operator seat, or you could get a car seat if you have and you prefer that. It's completely up to you. We are going to put these, let me see, we're gonna space these out by 4. So 2, 3, 4. Of course you can choose whatever color you like. I just did black. And then of course I'm going to configure this and make this a passenger seat. That way nobody has controls on this side. We're going to go ahead, go to the driver's side. Let me make sure I'm facing the right way. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're going to go to structure, and then we're going to go all the way down to tubes. Get a tube elbow. Put this like so. We need 2 right here, so you're going to connect this one on the bottom, and you're going to put this one on the outside. Now for the color, I'm going to be doing a dark gray. So let me actually change my color to that real quick. And of course you could always do a different color, whatever you like. But like I said, I'm just going to do dark gray. So we're going to get a tube T, and you're just going to connect that to right here. We're going to go ahead and get tube slopes, a 1x1x2 specifically. We're going to put one on the top and one on the bottom. We need tube T's again, I guess. Wait. Yeah. That is a tube T, sorry. Trying to see here. I think 2, 1, so we got to do one here on the bottom and one here on the top. We need a 1x3. We're going to put one right here. And then on the bottom, we need another tube T. We're going to move this out 1 and basically rotate it to where the points are this way and this way. We're going to go ahead and put a 1x1. Then we're going to put another tube T. And then we're going to do a 1x4 right here. And then we're just going to do another tube T and then another 1x1. Now we need to do another tube T like so. Then we need to do another one this way, and we need to flip it like so. We need to get another tube slope and put this right here. Then we need another tube T, and we're going to put this right here. We need a tube elbow, and then we need another tube slope 1x1x2. Now we're going to get some engines, so we got to do a dragon. Now these are going to be set like kind of offset. We got to do one right here, and then the rest, wow, so we got to flip this one. Okay, so this has to go like this, and then of course these can be whatever color you like. I'm gonna go ahead and do black, and then I'm gonna do the other engine, or engines I mean. We're gonna do another one right here, another one right here, and another one right here. Okay, we got to do a tube T right here. Then we're gonna do a 1x1x2 slope, and then we got to go back to structure, go down to tubes, excuse me, oh my gosh, and get the 2x1x2 tube slope. There we go. Then of course we're going to do that on the other side, so I'm just going to do this. We need to get another tube T, put this one facing up of course, then another tube slope 1 by 1 by 2, top it off right there. I actually think this one might not be a tube T. I believe this is a tube double T. Sorry about that. So we're gonna switch this tube T that was right here on the driver's side to a tube double T. And the reason for that is because the piston that is for the suspension is going to be connected to there. So, you know, there you go. We're going to do a 1 by 1 right here. We're going to get a tube elbow and put this on the end. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Put a 1 by 1 right here, and then a tube elbow right here, like so. We're going to do a tube T. We got to do a 1 by 1. And I think another 1 by 1. So basically like that. Then we got to do a tube double T right here, where the placement points are facing upward and coming out my way. Then we got to do another tube 1 by 1 outward, like so, on both sides. And then another 1 by 1 by 2 tube slope on the ends of these, like so. Oh shoot, oh my controller, no. Okay, we're back, everything's fine. We need a tube cross, that way we can actually get these engines connected to each other, like so. We got to do a 1 by 1 2 times upward. So we got to do one here, one here, one here, and one here. And then we're going to put another tube slope 1 by 1 by 2 right here and right here. Now we're going to do a tube T. This one's going to be facing upward on the top of the tube 1 by 1 by 2 slopes, the top ones. It's going to be facing upward, and with this facing outward. Then we're going to do a 2 by 1 by 2 slope. And we're going to connect this to the tube T right here, and then another one over here. Then we're going to get another tube slope 1 by 1 by 2 and put this on the top of the 2 by 1 by 2 slope. Then we need to get a tube T cross, and we're going to go ahead and put them on the ends of the tube slope 2 by 1 by 2 that is connected, or not connected, but on the oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but basically just, you know, right here. Then we're gonna go ahead and get a tube T. We're gonna put this facing backwards, and we're gonna get another one and put that over here. Then we're gonna get a tube double T, and we're gonna put this one facing forward and downward, basically doing that as the same way on the other side. Then we're gonna get a tube T, and we're just gonna put this one here and this one here. Then we're just gonna go ahead and get a 1 by 2 flat connector. Where is it? Flat connector 1 by 2, and put these on the bottoms of here. Now we need to go ahead and get okay, we need to get this 1 by 3, this tube 1 by 3, and then we're gonna put one on the passenger side, and then we're gonna get this same tube T, and we're gonna go ahead and put this on the passenger side as well. I did a instead of a tube T here, I went ahead and did a tube double T, just the same way as I did over here. So go ahead and do that real quick, and that will connect our seat, and there we go, voila, very nice. Now if you do want to save this, you can. I'm gonna go ahead and save mine just in case. We're gonna go ahead and get a 1 by 1. I'll just go back to tubes, make it a little easier. Go ahead and get a 1 by 1, and we're just going to put these on the ends of the tube T crosses. Then we're going to put a tube T, like so. We're going to do one right here, and one on the other side. We got to do two 1 by 3s. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, 1 by 3 right here, and 1 by 3 right here. And basically just connecting these to the tube T's. Okay, so that's basically the front end done for now. The other part of the front end is part of the actual suspension. Not the best way of using this, what would you call it? The use of, no, I don't know what to call it. But basically what I'm trying to say is it's part of the suspension, so we can't build that part quite yet. Now, I did forget to do something on the front here. This tube T right here, this needs to be a tube double T. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. And there we go. Now we need to get another tube slope 2 by 1 by 2. We're going to put one here. And then we're going to go all the way over here. And put one here. Then we're going to get another tube slope 1 by 1 by 2. And we're going to put this on the top right here. There we go. And there we go. Now we got to put a tube double elbow on the top of here. And then another one over here. Of course, I'm just going to flip this around. And there we go. We got to do a 1 by 3 tube slope and another 1 by 3 tube slope. And a tube T, 2 tube T's in the middle here. Then we can go ahead and put a 1 by 3 tube on the top right here. And another one right here. Then we need another tube T. We're going to get this one. Put these on the ends of the 1 by 3s. Get a tube 1 by 8 and connect them from here and here. We don't need a tube T. We need a tube double T. And then you're just going to put those right there. Now we need to get another 1 by 3 tube. And we're going to put this on the bottom of the tube double T, like so. Got to do a tube cross on the bottom of the 1 by 3 right here and right here. Get another 1 by 1 by slope, a 1 by 1 by tube, and connect that there and that there. Then we got to get another 1 by 3 and just basically put this on the bottom of the tube cross, or tube crosses. We can get another 1 by 1 right here. Put this on the end of the tube T's. And then we need to get another tube T. Okay, so now we've almost got the whole cab done. What we need to do is get steering hinges now. So go to movement and we're going to go to steering. We're going to get a steering hinge, a regular steering hinge. You want to make sure that this is, the green arrow is going right, if that makes sense. So from your forward position, so this is forward, right? So from there, you need to make sure your your green arrow is going the right way. So it has to go right, basically. So we're going to go ahead, get rid of the controls. We're going to do 2 speed, and the angle we're going to go ahead and do, I believe I did 24.5, I think. Then we're going to go ahead and get rid of steering help and do hold position. That way, if you do crash and your NOR logic gate gets knocked out, then you don't have any, it doesn't get like it messed up and stuff. So there we go. Now we got to go to gadgets. Go ahead and go to logic, and we got to do a NOR logic gate. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the bottom here, of course. So we're going to go ahead and do color. We're going to go ahead and go with black. And we're going to go ahead and go to configure. Select the steering hinges. Don't select any of your engines because that would not be good. Then, hold on, let me see if I can get out of here now. Then we got to get a 1 by 1 and do one here and one here. Then we need a tube slope 2 by 1 by 2, and we got to put these on the ends of the 1 by 1s. From here, I hope you've been saving. If not, I'm going to go ahead and save as well. And there we go. So basically that's your front almost, wow. Your cab almost done. Now we can keep building towards the back. So we're going to start with a 1 by 1, and we're going to put one right here, one right here, one right here, and one right here. We're going to go ahead and get a tube T cross, and we're gonna connect it right here like so with the well, this pointing inward and then the rest, you know, looking like this. Then we gotta do a 1 by 1 by 2 slope right here and right here. Then we need a 1 by 3 tube, and we're gonna basically connect these two like this. Then we're gonna get a tube 1 by 3 and put these on the tops of the tube T cross where your crossbar is, or your, what would you call this? Anyways, I'm not gonna get too technical into it. Then we're going to get a tube double T. We're going to put one right here. And then we're going to put another one right here. And another tube 1x8. Well, tube 1x8, yeah. Then we got to get a 1x1x2 tube slope. And we're going to put this on the end of the tube T that is on this pillar here. And of course, we're going to do that on the same side. Then we got to get a tube T, one right here, and put the other one right here. We got to obviously connect these, so we need another tube 1x1. We're going to put this up and down like so. Get another one, and do it on this side as well. Then we need to get a tube slope 1x1x2, put one right here. And then we're going to get a tube 2x1x2 slope, and put it right here. Of course, we're going to do that on the other side as well. Here we go, and there we go. Now we got to get another tube slope 2x1x2, and we're going to put this up here, and another one right there. Same thing on the other side, 1 and 2. Then we can go ahead and get a tube elbow, put one right here, and put another right over here. Get a tube T, and we're going to put this facing this. We're going to put it facing backwards. So one here and another one over here. Then from the bottom, you need to get a tube slope 1x1x2, and you're going to put this on the bottom of the tube T right here. And there we go. Then we're going to get a 1x1 two piece. Put this on the ends of the tube T's, and we're going to get a tube slope 2x1x2 tube slope. There we go. Then we need to get another tube slope 2x1x2, and we're gonna flip it over, and we're gonna put it like this. Same with the other side, of course, just flipped the other way around. Then we gotta get another tube elbow. Go ahead and get one right here. We're gonna go ahead and flip this facing this way. Get another one facing downward. We're gonna do the exact same thing over here. Flip this one facing that way, and then put another one facing downward. And then we're gonna get a tube T. Put one right here, and then put another one right here. Then we need to get a tube 1x4 and put this in the middle. And then we need to get a tube slope 2x1x2 right here, and then flip it and put it on the ends of here. That's basically almost the whole roll cage done. Now we will be adding a light bar up here. Do you need it? No, you really don't, but you know, it's a nice touch of detail. So I'm gonna be using flat connectors. You can use a 2x2 shield piece, whatever you really want. I'm gonna make this black and that one black as well. Then we're going to grab another two piece. We're gonna get a tube double T, like so. We're gonna put this facing forward, and of course connect it on the bottom with the points facing outward as well, like so. Then we got to get another tube T, and well, really we're gonna get a bunch of tube T's. You're gonna basically put these to where they're all the way to the end of the roll cage here. We're actually gonna do a tube elbow on the end though, so we're gonna do one right here. There we go. So basically you're doing about 3 tube T's, 1, 2, 3, and then you're finishing it off with a tube elbow, like so. Now obviously we need to get headlights, or well yeah, I think that's what they're called anyways, headlamp. And we're gonna get the V2, and we're gonna connect these on the front. Of course we're gonna make them black, and then configure, well, you can make that whatever you like. You just press off by default, keep it on toggle, and we're gonna do top D-pad for this one, or top arrow I should say. And we're just gonna put a bunch of the lights all right here. This does take a lot of complexity, so if you don't want high complexity, I mean, it's still gonna be high complexity no matter what, but if you don't want it to be really high, this really doesn't matter. Especially this doesn't really matter, but you know, it's completely up to you. One last thing, we got to go ahead, we're gonna get the exact same steering hinge, and we need to bring this to the back over here. Now this is where this tube T cross comes in handy. We're gonna flip this over to where this green arrow is going counterclockwise, and we're gonna go ahead and put it right here. Of course, we got to get rid of controls, and we're going to do an angle of 20, I believe. There we go. Of course, keeping 2 speed, 0 steering help, and hold position. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Then we need a tube slope 2x1x2 and a tube 1x1 right here. Then we're just going to do that on the same oh my gosh. Wow, I cannot talk today. We're going to do that on the other side as well. The exact same thing. There we go. And of course, make sure you're saving because you don't want to lose this. We're going to go ahead and set this down, and I forgot to connect the NOR logic gate. Make sure you do that every time you're doing something like this. We need to go ahead and select the NOR logic gate. Of course, we got to select configure, and we got to select these 2 steering hinges in the back. Let me make sure I get rid of it, and of course get rid of your controls. There we go. Now there we go. Now it's looking much better. Okay. You can connect these if you want to. I just left them unconnected because I think if you put a tube elbow here, it probably wouldn't look too great. So I just left it alone. Now we're gonna go ahead and start with the front suspension. One thing I forgot to add though, we need to do a tube slope 2x1x2, and we need to put this on the end of this tube T, like this, and there we go. Now we can go ahead and start getting ready for the suspension. We're going to go to movement, and we're going to grab a steering hinge, and we're going to go ahead and do the green arrow facing backwards, basically. So it's going clockwise, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of the controls. We're going to do 2 speed. Angle, we're going to go ahead and do, I believe, 5, I think I did. I might have to look back at that, but I believe I did 5. And then we're going to go ahead and get rid of steering help. And of course, hold position. And then we'll just copy and paste another one. And we need to go ahead, go to our NOR logic gate, select it, go to configure, and then you got to select both of these steering hinges. Now we're going to go ahead and get, oh, shoot, hold on. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and get a tube T. We're going to put one right here and one right here. We're going to grab a, let me go to structure. And we're going to grab a 1x1 tube. And we're going to put this on the end right here. Like so. Now we're going to go ahead and go up to movement. So close out structure, of course. Go to movement. And we're going to go all the way down to mechanical. We're going to get 1 piston. And this needs to be placed right here. With the single attachment point facing outward. Go ahead and get rid of the controls like so, and then we're going to do 100 speed, and start position will be 0.8. We're going to flip this to the other side. And real quick, one more thing we should do, we're just going to go ahead and select the NOR logic gate, and we're going to put a delay of 1.5 on it, or well, it could really be like, we'll put 2 delay on it. Now we got to get another set of pistons. We're going to put this facing down, and we need to actually flip it upside down. Make sure it's 1 point out and 1 point, well, yeah, make sure both points are facing out. The speed will be 100 and the start position will be 0.5. Copy and paste that to the other side. We're going to go ahead and get a 1x2 flat connector. You could always get a 2x2 shield piece, you know, save a little complexity. We need to do a tube elbow, and then we're going to go ahead and put a tube 1x1x2 slope and put this on the end of the tube elbows. Then we got to get a tube cross, or tube elbows. We got to put these facing upward. Get a tube cross right here, put it here, and then a tube T like this, and there we go. Then we need another tube slope 1x1x2. We're gonna flip this around and put these facing inward. Then we need a 1x1x2 flat connector, so we can just grab this from the bottom here, put that right there, and put that right there. Then we can get a tube T, flip this upside down, and just connect it right here and right here. We need to grab another flat connector. Let me get this right here. One right here and one right here. And we need another tube slope, 1x1x2, basically facing inward like so. One here, and then another one right here and right here. Okay, one more thing. I messed up a little bit. We actually need to just go ahead and select all of this, bring it back by 1, bring these tube T's back by 1, and then we just need to get a tube 1x1 and put it down here like so. And then these tube T's, these need to come back, so move this back by 1 and then get a tube 1x1 and put one here and one here. And we need another tube slope 1x1, and we need to put these on the ends of the tube T's right here. Now we should be able to test this out, and there we go. Now we have basically the full chassis done. If you want to just keep the chassis and you don't want my suspension, perfectly fine. Now we're going to go ahead and go to movement. We're going to get a steering hinge, and we're going to put 4 on the ends of, well, we're going to put 1 on the ends of each point we have here. So we need to do 0 strength. You don't have to get rid of the controls or nothing, just 0 strength. Go down to this piston, place one here, place one on this side, and then place another one on this side. Then we need to get a tube 1x1 from structure, of course. We're gonna go ahead, grab it right here. We're gonna put it on the end of this one, put one on the end of this one, on the end of this one, and on the end of this one. Then we need a tube elbow, and we're just gonna do the same thing. This one is gonna be facing upward. The tops will be facing upward. The one down here will be facing downward, like so. Then we need to get flat connectors. You could always, also, if you want to save a little bit of complexity, you can get a 1x2 wedge and replace it with this right here, but it doesn't work as well. I don't know, it kind of changes the geometry, but I think it still works decent. I'd only do it with the bottom control arm though, because sometimes the top would get stuck because of how like thick the block is. So you know, there's that. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm over here building without saying anything. Flat connector on the bottom of the tube elbow. Then we need another zeroed out steering hinge, so 0 strength. Then we need to go over here, put another flat connector on the bottom of this one, and of course another zeroed out steering hinge. Then we need a 1x2 flat connector, and we're gonna put these on both the top of these control arms. We're gonna grab another one, or another steering hinge, and put it on the ends of these facing downward. We actually need a tube T, so we're gonna put one facing downward and facing this way. Then we need another tube T right here, and then a tube elbow right here. Then we need to go ahead and grab another tube elbow, and we're gonna put this down here facing this way, and that should be basically the whole assembly, almost. Then we just need a flat connector 1x2, and we're gonna put this on the back side of right here, like so. Then we need to grab a brand new steering hinge. Don't change anything on this one, unless of course you want to change your steering angle. But actually, yeah, we are gonna change our steering angle. We're gonna go ahead and do 25. You don't have to, but I usually like 25 with this build. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're gonna get another tube elbow from structure, or you can just copy and paste one. Grab right here, flip this up and go right here. Then we need another tube T. This one's gonna be facing inward, of course, like so. Then we need another one, and it's gonna be facing downward. Another tube elbow, like so. Bada bing, and another 1x2 flat connector right here. And then of course a brand new steering hinge on this side, like so. And now you can add the tires if you want to, it's completely up to you. So now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get another zeroed out steering hinge, and we're gonna go ahead, you can make this whatever color you want. I'm gonna go ahead and do I don't know, I should probably do, let me see, I think a blue would look pretty good. We'll do blue, this kind of light blue. You can do whatever color you want, like I said. Then we're gonna go ahead and put another one at the top right here. Get a flat connector 1x2, and we're just gonna connect this right here. You can color this too if you want to, but I'm just gonna leave it gray. or dark gray. Then we're going to go ahead from movement all the way down to mechanical, grab a piece of straight suspension, and we're going to color the main body this light gray, and then we're going to do the spring as a blue. Of course, you can do whatever color scheme you want, like I said. And then we're going to go ahead and connect these both at the top and at the bottom. Basically, we're going to do the same thing on the other side, so we can just copy this one. We'll go ahead and put this right here, one here, put another one at the top here, and then another flat connector to connect this top steering hinge. Now we can grab our suspension from the left side, or well, technically the right side. Grab this and connect it to here, and then flip this one around and connect it to here. Now, if you want to, you can put the truck wheels on, and I will be able to show you how to make the bead lock that I usually do. So it's real simple. Just go to decals, you're gonna grab a circle, and you want to try and find the center. You're not gonna be perfect, but what I like to do is go, size it down a bit, and then just try and find the center of the wheel. Let's see, somewhere right there should be good. I'm gonna zoom out, and usually I think it's about 2 point something is when you reach the max. Okay, so see, we're a little off still, but I might need to go, let's see, we'll try right there, and I think it's gonna be about 2.3 or something. No, a little more, 2.6. Okay, and then we got to do black for the middle, and then basically your bottom color is going to be whatever color you want, whatever color you're doing this truck, of course. So of course I'm going to do a blue, and we're just going to copy and paste this to the other side. Now you have 2 tires, so of course whenever you want a tire on this side, you're going to have to copy and paste it to this side, and then if you want a tire on this side, you just copy and paste it to over here. And that's basically the front suspension done, so we can go ahead and move on to the rear. Before we move on to the rear, we're going to go ahead and actually change the steering hinges, and we're going to change the angle to 7 because I actually messed that up. I just checked the other truck right now and it's at 7 angle, so there we go. We're going to go ahead and save the vehicle, and now we're going to go ahead and start with the rear suspension. So of course from these points right here, we need to actually connect some pistons. So we're going to go ahead and go to movement, and we're going to go down to mechanical again, grab a piston, and we're going to go ahead and connect it right here. We're going to make sure this face is facing my way, and then we need to go ahead, get rid of the controls, of course, do 100 speed, and start position of 0.7. Copy and paste this to the other side. Make sure these don't connect, of course, because that would not be good. Then we're going to go ahead and put a 1x1 tube slope, a 1x1 tube on the end of this, and that way we can have a even space for our steering hinges. So we'll go ahead, we're going to go back to movement, we're going to grab a steering hinge, and we're going to go ahead and connect it down to here. Make sure it's going up and down. We're going to zero this out, and you're going to basically just copy and paste this to the other side, and we can go ahead and put this on the top as well. Then we need to do another set of steering hinges. We're going to make sure they're going right and left, and we're going to put this on the top as well, and then another one down here. Then we have to do a 1x2 wedge, or 2x1 wedge I should say, a 3x1 wedge on the bottom here. Then we just do the same thing on the other side, get another wedge 3x1 like so. Then we need another wedge 2x1, and we're going to put this on the ends facing outward. Now we can grab a not a tube slope, sorry, keep saying the tube slope, a tube T from tubes, of course. We're going to grab this right here. We're going to make sure this is facing outward and down. Same thing on the other side. Go ahead and connect it right here. Then we can grab a 1x3 flat connector, and we're going to put this on the bottom of the tube T facing outward, like my way basically, like so. And then we need to grab a 1x2 flat connector, or you could even get a shield piece if you want to. Then we're going to grab a steering hinge, another zeroed out steering hinge. We're going to put this facing inward like so, and this does matter. Make sure you put this facing inward That way you can actually get your full amount of travel. We're going to go ahead and put this on the other side as well. And we're going to grab another flat connector 1x3. And we're going to put this on the end of this front of the steering hinge. Same thing on the other side, like so. Then we can grab another tube T, and we're going to put this right here, facing outward, like so. And same on this side. Now we can put the finishing steering hinges. So all we need to do is put one going left and right, and another one going up and down. Same thing on the other side. We'll do that. One going this way, and then the other one going up and down. We're going to go ahead and we can just put another steering hinge right here. And the color will be the same as your color up here, whatever you chose. Of course, if you want it to be that color, it's completely up to you. Or if you even want it to be colored. So there we go. Of course, make sure these are at 0. And we actually need these to be facing, basically going this way and this way. So go ahead and switch these around, facing this way and this way. Then we'll just leave that there for now. We'll grab a flat connector 1x2, just get a brand new one, like so. Put this face going upward, and then the other one going upward as well. Grab a tube T, and put this on the ends of the flat connectors. Then we need a 1x2 block. We're going to put one here, and then one here. Then we can grab a weight block, and we're going to go ahead and go to, I think it's in frame. Got to go all the way down until we get to weight. Get one weight block right here. And then we're going to go ahead and just put 1x2 here, 1x2 here, and a 1x2 here. Now we're going to go ahead and grab a wedge 2x1, and we're just going to put one here, put one here, 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 and here. So basically all around the whole axle, which basically makes this pumpkin type of deal here. We're going to go ahead and grab another block 1x2, and we're going to put this on the ends of the tube T's right here. Then you could put your wheels on right now. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to copy and paste it from this one, put one right here, and then from this side we're going to copy and paste it and put one right here. As you can see, starting to form a trophy truck. We're going to go ahead and grab a suspension spring though, just from regular movement, go down to mechanical, and we're, whoa, shoot, hold on, okay, let's put this right here. Of course, we're gonna make sure we color this one, so we're gonna do top color gray and the bottom color whatever color you chose, like so. Then we can just copy this up by 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 and 3. Then we're going to grab another flat connector 1x2, if I can find it. Copy and paste this. We're going to put this on the top right here, and then put another one right here. Then we need to put another zeroed out steering hinge on the flat connector. So this will just be your whatever color you chose, of course. Put this right here and put this right here. And this you could also color if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and color it just so it looks a little better. Then we're going to grab another steering hinge. This one, we're going to go ahead and go back to the color of gray. And you're going to make sure that it's going this way and this way. Of course, we're going to grab another flat connector and turn this color to gray as well, connecting both of these. Go ahead and do that on the other side as well. Put one here and then a flat connector connecting them both. Grab a tube elbow, if I can find it. And just go to structure again. I'm going to go to tubes, tube elbow, put one right here, and then another one right here. We're going to go ahead and go to movement now. Go down all the way to mechanical, and of course get another piston. You make sure it's connected to here. Get rid of the controls, of course, like so. Then we're going to make this 100 speed. Start position will be 0.7, and then just copy and paste this to the other side. Then we need to grab a wedge, a 2x4 wedge specifically. Go ahead and, oh shoot, okay. Go ahead and connect it facing like this, basically where the wedge is upside down and it's connected to both of these. Of course, let's go ahead and save this real quick. Then we can grab a flat connector 1x2, and we're going to go ahead and put this on the end of the wedge, one right here, and one right here. Now we can grab another piston. We're going to put this facing downward and, well, upside down too. We're going to put this connected to the flat connector and to the seat. Of course, we need to get rid of the controls. Then we need to do a start position of 0.6. Do the same thing on the other side. And I think that's pretty much it. Let me see. That's almost it. So obviously, we're going to go ahead and save this real quick. And of course, I can show you partly of what this is going to look like. We just need to do the top links, and then we should be all good. We're going to go ahead and grab another steering hinge, and we're going to put this one facing like going this way and this way, and another one going this way and this way. But we actually need strength, so you're gonna go ahead and get rid of the controls. We'll just change all this stuff. Doesn't really I don't think you have to, but I'm just gonna change it just in case. Strength, we're gonna go ahead and do, believe I did 15, or I think I did 18.5. So we'll go with 18.5, and then we'll see how that does. I'll have to check it again. Then we need another tube elbow, and we're going to put this on the end of the steering hinge. So one right there and one right there. Then we need to grab another steering hinge. This one's going to be zeroed out though. Whoops. We need to go back down here. We need to put this on the end of the tube elbow. Basically, both of these are going to be going up and down. This one's going to be going side to side. Both of these. Then from here, we can go ahead and do a 1x3 on the end of these ones up here. Then we need a tube T. This one's going to be facing downward, and then the ones over here are going to be facing upward, like so. Grab another steering hinge, and this one's going to be facing upward, going this way and this way. Another one right here. Then of course we're going to get a flat connector 1x2. By the way, these do have to be flat connector 1x2s because they're going to be pulling apart, and you don't want them both connected if they're trying to pull apart. And that's basically that there. Now we can go ahead and do the speedometer. So we're going to go ahead and go to gadgets. We got to get the speed sensor, if I can find it. Okay, we're going to go ahead, put this down here. We're going to make this one black. We're going to put these in the middle though, so we're going to put one here and then the backwards one here. Then we need a arithmetics block. Of course, we're going to color this black. Flip it around, facing downward. Get both of these speed sensors actually. We're going to go ahead and select both of them. Speed 0, trigger output mode is going to be measurement. And we want both of these to be going into the arithmetics logic gate. We're going to put the constant to 2.3 and the operation to multiply. Let's see here. Of course, now we got to connect this arithmetics logic gate up here to the number display, which we have not put yet. I forgot about that. So now we got to get a number display. We're going to go ahead and put this on the inside here. One right here. Actually, sorry. We're going to put it facing, oh my gosh. I can't put it down here. Okay, there we go. Why is it not placing? Hello? Okay, I don't know why it's doing this, but we're going to put it right here. And we're just going to do black. We're going to go to configure. We're going to do seal rounding. And then I need to spawn this in real quick because it's not cooperating with me. There we go. Then we need to select the arithmetics logic gate. And we need to connect it to the number display up here. Make sure you don't connect it to anything else, because that would not be good. Okay, there we go. So now we got a speedometer. We're going to go ahead and grab a rotating servo from here. I believe there's a couple different ways you could do a steering wheel, but this is just the most, or the known way I know how to do it. So we're going to put this in here. It doesn't matter how it's facing. We just need to do angle of 135. Go here, and then we can leave the controls and all that. And then we'll just go ahead and save it. Then the last finishing touch, we're just going to go ahead and go over here, do a panel 2x2, put this down right here, make this black, and then, whoops, okay, let me make sure I keep it clean. Accidentally did a different texture. There we go. And then we're going to do a decal here. I'm going to go to decals, to shapes, a square, and then I believe I did a, let me see, I think I did a 1.1 size. Oh no, I think I did it slightly smaller. There we go. We're gonna make the inside blue, and we're gonna go ahead and go from about right here. Let me see. You want to go from the top down as well, just so you know. And there we go. Now we got some sort of like a navigation screen. I'm gonna show you guys how to tune the suspension real quick. Let me just go ahead and save this. So of course you could do your own tune. What I have on this window is the front suspension on the bottom. You need to do 0.8 stiffness and dampening of 1.8. The top springs are going to be 0.5 stiffness and 1.4 dampening. Then on the rear suspension, when you go over here, we're going to select these 4 springs on the very bottom. Configure. The dampening needs to be 2. And the stiffness, I believe I have it at 0.6. The top straight suspension needs to be 1.8 dampening, and the stiffness needs to be 0.3. Pretty sure that's what I have it at. Let's go ahead and let this down. And yeah, this looks pretty much about right. I'm gonna go ahead and save the vehicle. This right here, I'm sorry, I completely forgot, but the tube slopes and the 1x1s do not need to be here. We need a different tube slope. We need the 2x1x2. So we're gonna go ahead and do this real quick, right here and right here. There we go. Now there we go. So we're good now. That looks much better, and we actually have enough complexity to actually put the space thrusters. So go ahead and get the space thruster. We're gonna put these on the ends of the pistons, and you should just be able to put them like on the bottom. This shouldn't hit, so that should clear. We're gonna go ahead and save this. So basically this thing is done, and we can go ahead and actually just spawn it in, and we can take this off of a couple jumps. I'm on the airborne map, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to the hoodoos, and I'm gonna go down over to the the testing zone. Alright, so we're down here, and we're gonna go ahead and hit this jump right here. Then we're gonna hit the second jump, and hopefully it lands. I don't know if we have enough speed, but let's see. Okay, land. Okay. Well, if the tires would have just landed, obviously there's a little hump right here, so my axle actually hit right there, but it just sent me flying forward. But should be pretty smooth going down. Yeah, that was, oh shoot, it was good until the end. Had a little hump right there. But yeah, I mean, this thing, it's decent. It's not too bad. Hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you actually are able to use this. Of course, like I said, you won't be able to put a body on this thing, but it is a pretty fun thing. Of course, you can always take the suspension from this, shorten up the trailing arms and the links if you need to, and you know, just toss this on something else. Or you can even just modify it, mess with it, you know, make your own version. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.